Damn, dude. That was amazing. And it's us. What horse are you? I'm the one who won.
They can't see the video.
Oh.
But
there were two horses biting each other, just so you guys know. And one horse clearly won the bite fight. And that was me. I'm the biting horse.
That's our new temporary but definitely new theme song for the new year.
Hell yeah, dude.
I asked for a bunch of submissions. I think some people messaged me on Instagram, but then I told everyone to email me because I couldn't go through. You know how on Instagram DMs you like lose the message after one day?
What? Because you get so many. Yeah.
And so I told everyone to email us, and he was the only guy to email us a theme song, so he wins.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Shout out
Firstly, great job taking the initiative in emailing. I appreciate and love you.
Well, he did Instagram me, but I was like, you got to email me. Or
he did both. That's amazing. Like, this is what I'm saying.
That's how you get results.
Incredible. And also, banger job on the song.
Thank you.
Just fucking amazing.
Thank you, Connor Dobert.
Dude, Connor, you fucking champion.
And I think he. How do you like that song?
I loved it.
I'm like, you know what?
I genuinely think it's amazing.
Compared to the competition, which I don't know if it even exists, he wins.
Yeah, dude, you've really done it.
So now we can start uploading videos and not getting demonetized. But you can't swear anymore. You can't swear on the YouTube. You can swear on the podcast, but we can't. I got to go through and edit out all the swears on the YouTube.
Yeah.
So don't swear. Like, that creates me more work.
I'm not a big sweary guy.
Yeah, you are.
I swear.
Your whole thing is about you love cussing. It's like watching Deadwood hanging around with you.
No.
Dude, you're saying all kinds of old-timey slurs that only people born in the 1800s.
Squareheads.
Don't say that. You're going to get the Celestials mad at us.
Oh, man. Deadwood's so good. I can't wait to watch more this weekend.
It is funny when someone pulls out an old-timey slur.
Yeah.
Speaking of which slurs, have you heard about the new Stanford speech like suggestions?
Yeah. I saw a bunch of people really mad at them, and I was like, but they're suggestions. They're just like, hey, we're just trying to stay ahead of the curve. What do you guys think? Like, it wasn't like they were like, this is law. Also, no one cares about that stuff.
I should have had it prepared. Man, I spent all my time getting the theme song ready. Then I forgot to get that one ready too. I have that saved.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, well, maybe next year we'll get to that topic.
Dude, next year's so far away.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I can already feel it nipping at my toes.
Honestly, though, you're kind of not wrong. 2022 fucking zoomed by, dude.
I can't even access elimination of harmful language initiative.
Ooh.
Do you want to go through some of these?
Yeah, please.
And so we can know what not to say to not get banned.
We gotta and help our listeners so that they don't hurt anyone's feelings.
So this is the new initiative. I don't know. What did you hear about it?
I just saw conservative people that were angry.
Yeah, it came out in December
and
19th.
Nothing else. But dumb conservative people, not like regular people.
Here are some. This is what the Stanford elimination of harmful language, and this is in their IT department.
Okay.
For the Stanford CIO Council and People of Color. I don't know what CIO and People of Color and Technology, the POC-IT affinity group. So here's some ableist language you're not supposed to use in the IT department.
Oh.
By the way, the IT department, I feel like I don't know. I haven't been in IT for a minute. I feel like they can say whatever they want there.
It is blue collar work.
You think?
Yeah, IT is blue collar work. Anything where I love the idea that people are like blue collar work is physical labor, and it's like no, it's just middle class labor. It's just labor. IT is labor. And people are like, oh, but IT requires a skill. Is carpentry, hanging drywall, not a fucking skill? Any moron can get an IT ticket and Google it now.
Whoa. Yeah.
I worked IT by lying and then just Googling every problem I would send.
You worked help desk. You didn't work You Googled your
You've
problems.
never had an IT job. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes,
I have more
have.
experience in IT than you.
I built servers.
Oh, that's not real. That's not IT.
Are you kidding me? I built Linux servers.
That's not.
I installed operating systems and did a hardware.
So
and
you pushed it. You put in a disk and pushed a button.
I put in a disk.
Yeah.
Look how much.
Yeah,
look how much little IT knowledge you know. I put in a disk. What is this? The 1990s.
That's what I'm saying.
Put in your your CD-ROM drive and hook up the serial cables.
You did nothing that a monkey can't be trained to do.
Now, by the way. You are right. A monkey can be trained to do it, but you sound like a moron to at least 5 Indian dudes right now who are mocking you. And on my
love
side,
that you have to take it seriously, as if it's not a joke. In any case,
Shayne's losing the argument. I was pretending to be.
I did that. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Wait.
I learned by watching you.
I almost called you retarded, and you're not supposed to say that on this. Is on the list.
Is that on the list?
Retard is a slur against those who are neurodivergent or have a cognitive disability. So,
but what about?
Sorry, I was arguing with you, Shayne, a person with cognitive disability, or your neurodivergence.
Can I be honest? I think ableism is. I don't give a fuck. It's like very low stakes. People are like, "Oh, you're being mean to blind people." It's like,
whoa! You can't say blind.
What? Really?
You can't say blind review. This says it's an anonymous review. You're not supposed to say blind. They took that off Twitch last year. You can't do blind run. You're supposed to do unseen run. Because it's offensive to blind people.
I will say that
the people who are affected without seeing.
I will say unseen run does sound mysterious and cool.
I don't know what the actual term is.
Oh, okay. But blind, that's my thing. Like, do blind people give a fuck? I don't understand. You're blind, motherfucker. Dude. Blind means can't see. Why is that able?
Here's some of these. You can't say addict. You have to say a person with substance use disorder. So you're not addicted to porn. You have a substance disorder with porn.
Yeah.
You're not addicted. You're devoted.
Oh, it sounds like I'm in a loving relationship with meth.
No, yeah, it has
devoted to meth.
It has a lot of context stuff, but it's less funny if you read those.
Yeah.
You can't say someone committed suicide because it's ableist language that trivializes the experiences of people living with mental health conditions. You have to say they died by suicide.
What?
So I didn't commit suicide because I invented the car that runs off of water.
Yeah,
I died from suicide.
I literally was going to say that sounds like a psyop to be like they died of suicide.
Like,
yeah, they shot themselves in the back of the head like 3 times when they figured out how to make infinite energy from solar power. Weird. Yeah, they took a Polaroid photo of Hillary Clinton at a weird party and then they died by suicide. Mm-hmm. Oh man.
You can't say mentally ill.
What?
You have to say person living with a mental health condition.
Interesting.
You can't say mentally ill anymore.
They're like, here's my thing. I think they're getting way ahead. You know, because remember when you couldn't say, back in the day, moron was the word retarded.
Yeah.
And then we got past that and we were like, well, no one cares about moron. We used it too much. We got to get in. And then they were like, no. The PC term is retarded. And then everyone was like, all right.
Yeah.
And then it became developmental disabilities or whatever. And then it changed again. I think that they're like, this one is okay right now, but we're stopping it because we're getting ahead of it and we're going to the third new weird thing.
It's ever evolving.
Yeah, it always has been. Do you know that?
That's why I always.
Do you know that the word "jay" used to mean retarded?
Jay?
Yeah, that's why jaywalking is called jaywalking, because the automobile manufacturers were
what?
Yes, I'm not kidding. They had to get ahead of the fact that automobiles kept killing children and people crossing the street in cities, and they really wanted to stop the trains.
Sounds like
so the automobile industry all got together and had like we got to figure out how to like spin this, because we got to destroy trains, we got to get buses and cars, we got to get the Army Corps of Engineers to build all these roads, and we need people to love cars. And people were like, fuck cars in the city, no cars in the city, and there were huge protests.
You said the F word.
Oh, no.
Keep going.
Anyway, dang. No, I didn't say the F word. I quoted the people in the
Doesn't
1930s.
matter. The algorithm doesn't know. Now this episode's demonetized.
Dang it.
Now we're not going to get the $10.
I'm so sorry, man. We lost $10, everyone.
So anyways, people...
Devastating. So anyway, the people were like, had like protests and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, no cars in the city, trains only, cars outside of the cars to get to the city. Then whatever. And automobile people were like, listen, how are you going to get hit by a car? Just, what do you mean you got hit by a car? It's a big car. You're a real J. And then they were like, everyone, if you get hit by a car or you're not allowed to go across the street, that's what J's do. That's jaywalking.
I kind of agree.
Anyway.
that is like I was hit by a car, but I kind of jumped in front of it on purpose as a joke.
They go fast. And if you're a child.
You got to learn.
Dude.
That's Darwinism.
No way, dude. You know as well as I do. Cars are dumb in the city.
I'm old school, and I feel like we should, when I start having kids, I'm going to have like 8 or 9, knowing that 4 or 5 of them will die.
Yeah. I guess that's fair.
1900, early 1900 style.
That's really a sacrifice on your wife's part.
Mm-hmm.
She's really ravaging her body so you can just do math.
Yeah, and her body's ravaged, so she will stay at home and do whatever she wants. If she wants to get a job, I will let her do whatever she wants as the sacrifice.
I do love the idea that it's like, that is the thing where you're like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. If I throw you into the middle of the ocean, there are no rules. Just do whatever you want. It's like, no, but I'm in the middle of the ocean. It fucking sucks. You like get a woman pregnant with a bunch of kids. You're like, you can do whatever you want. She's like, yeah, but I have all these fucking kids to take care of. I keep swearing. You jinxed me.
I didn't jinx you. You're just like this.
Maybe I am.
I told you. I grew up Mormon, so I can turn it off.
I turn it off all the time.
You can't.
I think that in podcast mode, I swear. You know what? That's what it is, everyone.
That's why we're broke.
Because in regular life, I don't swear all the time. It is why we're broke. It's my fault. I agree with that.
I'm looking up jaywalking etymology, and I don't know what it... Oh, J driver.
Whoa!
A J driver is those who refuse to abide by traffic laws. Driving on the wrong side of the road. All right, I'm not looking that up anymore. Hey, you can't say graybeard when referring to an old person anymore. It's ageist.
People used to say graybeard? That's a type of dwarf.
In IT.
That's a type of dwarf.
Yeah, you can't say someone's senile. They are suffering from senility.
What?
Here's just a really weird one. It's all by itself in its own category of colonialism. You can't say the Philippine Islands. You have to say the Philippines or the Republic of the Philippines. Because the term is politically incorrect and it denotes colonialism. If you say islands.
Huh.
It's like, all right, sure.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
I wonder what evil guy refused to call it anything but the Philippine Islands, and now
they're islands. You can't say you're not supposed to say brave.
What?
And there's no alternative. They just don't say brave. This term perpetuates the stereotype of the noble, courageous savage, equating the indigenous male as being less than a man.
Oh, brave, like saying...
like the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue to say that. Also, if I was Native American, that's like one of the few dude, everything about white people absolutely sucks. But at the very least, my culture is remembered as being one of the warrior cultures of all time in history.
That is cool.
Like
this feels like a list a woman made.
Yeah, for real. Like, they don't value warrior culture. Like, nothing's cooler than using your Paleolithic weapons to fight the greatest empire of all time to a standstill for 300 years.
Nothing's better than burying the hatchet. Oh, you can't say that. In a white man's skull.
Yeah, dude. What? You're not allowed to say scalper anymore, I bet.
That's not on here. You can continue to use that.
Well, that's because scalping is an every culture thing. White people also loved scalping back in the day before we ever got to America.
You can't say bury the hatchet, chief, Geronimo.
What? You can't say chief? But every culture has chiefs.
Nope. You can't say it. Calling a non-indigenous person chief trivializes both the hereditary and elected chiefs in indigenous communities. Calling an indigenous person chief is a slur.
Oh, an indigenous person, a chief.
I don't know. I've been called chief, just like by a teacher, be like, "Hey, chief, knock it out." I'm like, "All right."
That's like almost like a passive aggressive insult.
It's like, dude.
Yeah. I would never call an indigenous person chief unless they were the chief.
What are you supposed to do if you jump out of a plane and you can't say Geronimo?
I don't know.
Geronimo was a famous leader and medicine man whose name is used today as a caricature of the brave warrior, often during macho pursuits.
Nothing's more shitty for Native Americans than people remembering one of their leaders is the bravest person to ever live, and so they yell his name when they jump out of airplanes.
It's insensitive.
It sucks that It sucks that your warrior culture is so impressive. The people who fought you can't ever forget you and use you to evoke braveness.
I don't know where this comes up, though, because this is an IT office setting. Who was like, Geronimo?
Geronimo is they fucking hit a hard reset a computer or something.
That's the context I'm trying to keep this in.
It's weird.
Is like someone has to, because it's that thing where every time you see a sign with a rule, you're like, that's there for a reason. Every time there's a warning on like acid, it's like, don't eat, and you're like, wait a minute, someone ate this.
Dude, I love the idea that like all white women with a hot Native American with a headdress on it has to get that tattoo covered. That's
can't say guru. That comes up a lot in IT stuff. Is you're like a Linux guru?
We know why.
Why?
Because the Indian people are like deeply in IT.
But a guru in the Buddhist and Hindu traditions, the word is a sign of respect. Using it casually negates its original value. That's never used casually. It's like, that guy's a fucking master at code. He's a coding guru.
I don't know, man. I agree with you. I would like to actually ask an Indian person what they think. Not an American Indian person.
Oh, I was going to say.
He would not care at all. I know because I'm friends with several and they don't seem to care about any of this kind of stuff. In fact, the least woke person I know is Indian. I'm pretty sure he's the least woke guy I know.
Yeah.
Oh, his opinions are rough.
No, I support him. Powwow. That one's, I'm like, okay. I don't really hear anyone saying that one.
I've heard that. I've heard that one. I've heard that one recently. Whatever. I get it. It's like, it's kind of...
It's like a boomer saying, maybe.
Yeah, it's a boomer thing. Have a little powwow.
Did we talk about this? How you're not supposed to say sitting Indian style anymore?
Yeah.
That's not on this list, but when you say sitting Indian style, why are you not supposed to use that? Because sitting Indian style is sitting cross-legged on the floor, right?
I think because it's just, firstly, you're not supposed to say Indian anymore.
But what is it referring to when someone says it sits Indian style?
Crisscross applesauce when you're sitting cross-legged.
But what is the Indian?
I don't know. I just think Indians like sat around the fire cross-legged.
Which Indians?
Native Americans.
Oh, really? Because when I say sitting on the floor Indian style, I mean it in the contortionist way, like a Hindu man.
Like Dhalsim from Street Fighter.
Exactly.
Oh.
So I'm not. So I'm like, I'm sitting Indian style. And you're like, no, you're not supposed to say that anymore. I'm like, I'm not saying it that style. I'm saying it Indian style.
Whoa.
You can't say I'm sitting Indian style, feather style. I'm saying I'm sitting Indian style, dot style.
Okay.
Indian style.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know about.
Hey, I just found a loophole for some people who want to cause trouble.
I don't think. Do these rules apply to you as a fucking South American?
An unemployed South American man?
Yeah.
Are you going to get the HR department of our apartment?
Yeah, dude.
Does not apply to me. None of these apply to me. Also, none of these rules apply to Latinos because...
You guys have your own rules.
Your
rules are there are no rules.
Yeah, we're not included in the race wars. I told you instead of POC, they invented BIPOC recently.
Yeah.
Because they're like, all right, POC is letting too many Latinos in, so we have to come up with black and indigenous people of color.
Yeah.
And it's just keep your acronyms, white lady. I don't give a shit. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. You can't say that. Where I'm like,
I've never even heard that.
What?
I've never heard that saying.
That's the most common one.
Dude, I grew up around people being racist at Native Americans,
that's not racist.
and I've never heard that.
This is a problem we have. There's too many chiefs, 2 of us, and only one podcast. And so nothing's getting done because there's too many chiefs, and we need a staff.
That's not true because we're consuls.
No, but I'm saying
and Rome had 2 leaders, and they alternated days.
Rome had a bunch of slaves making Rome work. That's probably not supposed to say slave anymore. That's on this list.
Do you think?
Yeah, I guarantee
then how do
it
you
is.
define slave? Because slaves still exist in our modern times. There's lots of them.
That was a thing. And people were like, that is a take I've heard recently. You're not supposed to say slaves, but people were like, okay, but it still exists.
Are we going back
it's
to
still a problem.
Are we going back to indentured servant?
I don't know.
Indentured worker? I don't know. It's like, well, then who built the World Cup soccer stadiums? I would like to know.
Dude, you can't say balls to the walls.
No.
Dude.
Why? On account of ball sex?
Because it attributes to personality traits to anatomy.
I thought balls to the walls.
No. Yeah, what does that mean?
I thought it was like I'll be real. When I was a kid, I thought it was like a wall ball. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
I always just visualized me putting my balls against the wall and then running full force away. I don't know.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
I don't think it means anything other than it rhymed and people were like, that sounds cool.
Yeah, dude. That's fucking stupid. The whole like anatomy thing is like, get fucked.
You can't say fireman. It's firefighter. You can't say congressman, chairman, chairwoman. You can't say congresswoman. It's congressperson. Chairperson.
I won't be doing that.
This is my favorite Duckman joke is when the woke police come for the term mailman and they turn it to person. It's so good.
Here's the thing. Congresswoman and congressman will stay, and I will not use congressperson, but I will use congress they.
Okay. You can't say ladies. You have to just say everyone.
What if you say it 3 times in a row and you raise your eyebrows a lot? Ladies.
You can't say landlord. You consider using property owner as a substitute.
That one's a psyop. What the fuck?
Oh, that
dude?
one? I think this whole list is a psyop.
I mean, I agree, but like, fuck that, dude. Landlord sounds, it is. It sounds evil because it is evil.
Mailman is on this list. It's a male person. So it's person.
Oh, fuck,
Postal
man.
care. Man hours, person hours you should use. Man in the middle, person in the middle. Mankind, you should say humankind or human beings.
Firstly, I'll call Mick Foley whatever I want.
Policeman, policewoman, police officers.
We use all 3 of those interchangeably when they're appropriate.
Yeah.
So we already did that one. When you're referring to a policewoman, you say, "Oh, this policewoman did this," or whatever. But when you're referring to like you don't know or a group, you say police officers. We already woked that one. Why did we do that for the police first?
Hey, it doesn't matter. You can't say American anymore. You have to say U.S. citizen.
What?
Because this term often refers to the people of the United States only, thereby insinuating that the U.S. is the most important country in the Americas, which is actually made up of 42 countries. Yeah, America's not the most important country in the Americas. Look at the video.
For those of you who don't know, I'll describe it. Do it again.
I'm grabbing my anatomy.
He took a wide grip too. Yeah. It's thick. Dude. And he's really jerking like they're long strokes.
If you're from Canada, Mexico, or one of the other 40 some odd countries in the Americas, I just want you to know you don't matter to us.
Oh.
America, if you all teamed up, what's that thing? If the rest of the world
Fortress America, yeah.
The rest of the world could team up and try and invade America. You know what? You are important. We care about you. Sorry, I was just being a dick right there. I mean, I was being they didn't say you couldn't say dick.
That's the funny thing is, I remember someone policing me at a comedy show saying I couldn't say pussy, and I was like, oh, I'm being a real dick right now. And I was waiting for people to get the joke, and everyone unironically was like, yeah, say that. And I was just like, all right, I guess. So
But anyways.
It's not paying attention.
America is not only the most important country in the Americas, it's the most important country, I dare say, in this galaxy right now.
Yeah, I mean, as far as countries go, we're the most important Not in that we're the best.
I didn't
We're
say
just
good or
the
bad.
most important.
You better be watching what we're doing because it's gonna fuck up the world. For
Yeah,
better
that's
or
the
worse.
thing. But my favorite country, well, also I think South America is its own thing. Like when you talk about America,
Yeah.
you're talking about North America, which I know technically includes Mexico, but Mexico is its own thing, which good for Mexico. They did it. It's like, yeah, dude, we're fucking Mexico. We're not South America and we're not North America. We're fucking Mexico. No one thinks about Mexico in terms of North America. Canada's in North America, but no one cares because it's Canada and you guys know what you did.
Yeah.
Fucking Canada.
You can't say Hispanic. It's Latinx.
Okay, I'll never do that one.
And guess what? 97% of Latinos are also
Dude,
not doing that one.
when I had my old podcast where it was politics, we did the Latinx thing, and it was the most we've ever been written into. Like, so
Really?
many Latin people were like, fuck this.
Oh, they were like,
yeah. They were like, this is stupid, fuck this. Like, a crazy amount to the point that we were like, wow, this is nuts, dude. Latin people hate this, like, from every country, bro. Puerto Rico, fucking Colombia, South America, like, Mexico,
Get
all
your
of them.
fucking white lady politics off of my brown people country.
Yeah, dude. Your white lady
my
politics.
culture.
It's so funny.
You can't say Karen anymore. It's demeaning or entitled. You have to say demanding or entitled white woman as the alternative. Because this term is used to ridicule or demean a certain group of people based on their behaviors.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that one.
Dude.
Dude, I think white women made this whole list and then snuck that one in there. You can't call us Karens anymore. Sorry, it's on the list.
I wonder if I can find out who authored this paper. It's just,
That would be like if I made a list of like how to treat me good, and I was like, you have to be nice to me in the morning. You should say good morning, and then like randomly on the list, it's like I require several blowjobs. It's like, what? Did you make the list for the blowjobs, or like what's going on here?
Are there any slurs for tattooed people?
Unemployed.
Ink tards. Inkies.
Hipster, really. Hipster is the one, like, when people want to insult me based on my appearance, they call me a hipster every time.
Illustrated.
And honestly, it works.
Illustrated, I don't know, illustrated man. Yeah,
That's cool.
you can't say peanut gallery. This term refers to the cheapest and worst section in theaters where many black people sat during the vaudeville era. Instead, say audience, hecklers, or critics.
What?
You can't say people of color.
No way.
If speaking about a specific group, name that group. Instead, use BIPOC. So they don't want you saying POC. They want you to say BIPOC. I wonder why. Trying to keep the Latinx race down.
Dude, I would love to hear a black person say, I can't imagine a black person being like, yeah, don't call me black or a person of color. Make sure to lump me in with all these other groups of people so that my experience is like not unique and personal to me, but is all of us.
Oh, here's the institutionalized racism section. You can't say black hat, black mark, black sheep, blackballed, black box, blacklisted, all for the same reason.
Blackballed is a surfing term.
Assigns negative connotations to the color black, racializing the term.
But the black ball is a literal flag with a black ball on it.
I don't know what that means. What's that?
In surfing, the reason they call it blackballed is because certain times the beach, like the fucking beach police will show up and the waves will be close to shore in places in California where there are lots of swimmers, and they'll hang a yellow flag with a black ball on it, which means you're not allowed to surf a board that's over 42 inches, which basically means you can't surf unless you boogie board, so that the swimmers don't get hurt by the surfers. So the black ball is basically like a fuck you to surfers.
Oh.
And so when you show up to surf and you get blackballed, that means your whole day is fucked.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So you're getting blackballed, but it's a flag, a yellow flag with a black ball on it. Like the idea that you're like, you can't say blackballed. It's like, dog, it's a flag with a black ball on it. What do you mean?
Dude, you can't say brown bag.
brown bag. Is that like that's like when you're
Like
gonna have
lunch.
alcohol? Like I got a brown bag.
No, it's like brown bag. Brown bag was the slur for the kids who brought their lunch home from school at school instead of just buying the school lunch.
I remember
You would
being
brown bag it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this says historically associated with the brown paper bag test that certain black sororities and fraternities used to judge skin color. Those whose skin color was darker than the brown bag were not allowed to join. I've never heard of this.
I feel like that's not real.
Yeah, brown bag means, oh, you brought a brown paper bag with your peanut butter and sandwich from school. That's all that means.
I thought it was just like, oh shit, I got a brown bag. Give me something.
Yeah.
Like, because I got to carry this like a gun or a alcohol or something in public. So we had vastly different understandings.
Damn. Yeah, slave or master. Historically, masters enslaved people, and then slave is reference to the time of enslavement. So instead of slave, you should say secondary, replica, or worker. And master, you should say primary or main.
That makes it sound like it's less bad than it was. Slavery is like one of the most abhorrent things.
They're saying don't when you're using like the master bedroom. They're phasing that out now. Because I saw some lady on Twitter saying you shouldn't use, that's what it was. You shouldn't use slave unless you're talking about BDSM. because it's offensive. It's like, yeah, it's that weird thing that people are like, shut the fuck up, idiot.
Yeah. Also, master bedroom has, as far as my understanding goes, has zero historical connection to slaves or plantation houses.
It's always been explained that the biggest room was the slave owner's bedroom.
I love that. That's how English. That's not how it works. That's not why it's named that at all. Hey. I love the idea of going into like a shitty condo and be like, this is the master bedroom. Like if you owned slaves and lived in this awful condo, this is where you would sleep.
Homeless person without housing. Sure, that one doesn't offend me. I'll still call them hobos. It's fun. Convict, person who was incarcerated. Like, okay.
That's...
Sure.
I guess. That's a lot. They should figure out. I'm okay with not calling them convicts or whatever.
Yeah, because it's like, you're out. You did your time.
Yeah, you're not a convict. But like, you got a felon? Is that the term? Guy?
I was gonna say,
I don't know. Why even refer to them as anything but just a guy?
Really cool guy who I hired. And
yeah.
I will keep a secret if I need him to. But you can't say prostitute. Person who engages in sex work. I love rolling down the corner and looking for people who engage in sex work.
I got in trouble for saying prostitute at in my set. It's like several people have like confronted me about it. And I was like, what are we doing? Is the term, why is the term offensive? Because I would assume if I called someone a prostitute, like being a jerk, like, oh, she's being a real prostitute, then you would be like, then if someone was like, hey, don't use the word prostitute in that context, it sucks, I would be like, okay, maybe.
I've never heard it used in that context, though.
I've heard it used like that in Utah.
I've always heard like, oh, she's a fucking whore, she's a slut. Like, it's always... I know. I said the F word like 5 minutes ago. I'm keeping a tally.
Okay.
But like, I've never been like, oh, Susan is a real prostitute.
I've heard someone use it. Maybe it was just a one friend in Utah or something.
So your Mormon friend?
Yeah. But like, it's so funny to use that as an insult. You prostitute.
Hey, if you're a prostitute, please reach out to me.
Yeah, just in general. But no,
I'm using this in the BDSM term. If you want to be my master prostitute, I can say it that way.
Yeah. I referred to someone who like does for real full service sex work. They are paid money to suck and fuck. And I called them a prostitute, which is one of the names for that job. There's nothing offensive about it. You do that. And women were like, I don't think you should use that word. And I was just like, it's not offensive to do that for work. We live in a capitalist society where many women just decided that's the way to go. I have nothing against that. Whatever.
The only people who are offended by it are like Puritans.
No, they were woke. They were like blue hairs. The Puritan people who come to my shows, like the fucking, is blue hairs in there?
It might be. Let me look.
The fucking because lots of conservative people come to my shows because they know me from Dry Bar. They never complain. I've only had one complaint ever.
It's because you don't talk about God.
Yeah, no, that's really it. I could offend them, I'm sure, but I talk about sex stuff, and I've talked about some wild stuff. I had one guy complain one time because I said I was braver than the Marine. I was braver than the troops. I said I was braver than firefighters and the troops, and he was like, "You're not braver than the troops." I was like, "All right, man, I don't know."
That's like a guy where I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry." He's like, "Thank you," and like you let him go. You're like, he dealt with something weird.
Yeah, no, he was so drunk, and his girlfriend was just like. Literally, he was talking to me, and she was like doing the like, "I'm sorry," like behind him. I was like, "All right, I don't care, man."
Hey, you can't say abusive relationship anymore because the relationship doesn't commit abuse. A person does. So it's important to make that fact clear. So you should say, consider using relationship with an abusive person. It's just like so many extra steps.
What?
We all know what you're talking about.
That's weird because did one person get confused? They're like, is the like abusive relationship two ways?
You can't say killing two birds with one stone.
Why?
This expression normalizes violence against animals. You should say accomplishing two things at once.
I will not do that.
You know when you have a really good set on stage and they're like, "Man, you killed it." You can't say that.
Yeah.
Doing a good job should not be equated with death. The term could also be triggering if someone close to the recipient was actually killed.
Dude.
Also, you can't say trigger warning. This phrase can cause stress about what's to follow. Additionally, one will never know what may or may not trigger a particular person. Instead, you should say content note.
Okay, but that will just do the same thing.
Eventually, but not right now.
Because they're like basically like, hey, if you have a friend who gets triggered, trick them for now, and then we'll make up a new thing as soon as they figure it out. It's like when you use a different word for walk, and then the dog eventually figures out that word.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh fuck, I gotta make up a new word for walk, so the dog doesn't know.
That's exactly it.
Dude, here's what I'll do when I'm around people who get triggered. I'll spell it because they won't know. Hey, just so you T-E-W.
Whoa, here's the first one I actually agree with.
Sucks.
Instead of African American, consider using black.
Hell yeah, dude.
Black people who are born in the United States can interpret hyphenating their identity as othering. Yeah, this is the longest one explanation where it's like, I know a lot of black people are like, I'm not African American. Those are those people over there.
Yeah, for sure. Respect, dude, to these people who have a very specific experience that is unique to them only, and lumping them in with other people is fucked up.
Oh, you can't say gyp. This term is derived from gypsy and relates to the stereotype that Romani people are swindlers. I showed Mike and Diego a meme where it was a guy who like drops his wallet and it says Romanians within 10 miles and they're like bodybuilders running and neither of them laugh. They're like, I don't get it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're gypsies. And they're like, what? So it's like, it's not a stereotype. They didn't even get it.
That's so funny. Did I tell you when I did?
Also, if you're in Romania, keep your wallet on a necklace around your chest. Pro tip.
Dude, I got in this argument with someone that said that they throw babies at you in Romania so they can steal from you.
I've seen that.
No.
That's a real tactic.
It's not. No one's throwing babies.
They're not throwing it, but they're like, here, hold my baby. And then they steal your wallet.
That makes more sense. What you just said makes sense. I'll give you that.
They're not literally hucking babies at you like, oh my God.
Stupid fucking American, hold this baby. And the American's like, okay, I guess. Why? Thank you, stranger, for this baby.
All right.
Wait. Is it Colum Terrell? Is he the comic here in New York?
Yeah, the Irish guy.
I
he was on our podcast. What do you mean? No, is he? You don't know?
No, I forgot his last name for a second. Or well, I knew it, but I just want to be sure I got it. I did his podcast once, and I said Pikey, and he literally shut the podcast down and was like, "Hey, we're taking it from the top, and do not say that." It was like the most offensive.
He wasn't offended by it.
I don't think he was offended. He was worried.
I think he knows who his listener base is.
Yeah, he had a lot of Irish listeners at the time.
And so it's like...
Now he's more America, but yeah, he was like, hey, fucking do not do that again. And I was like, all right,
that's like going on a black person podcast to say the N-word. And then
I
they're
think
like,
on
hey,
any
man.
podcast in America and say the N-word.
All right.
Don't do it,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
And then you broke the Irish podcasting rule.
I did break the Irish podcast.
Here's a question for you. Hick. You're not allowed to use the term hick.
That's fucking stupid. It's proud. You're proud to be a hick.
No, this term assumes that those who come from rural environments are uneducated and or unsophisticated. So instead of hick, I should call you an uneducated or unsophisticated person. Or I guess, yeah, that's the alternative. Or hillbilly.
Damn, are you sad you're gonna miss bull riding? Speaking of being an uneducated,
I don't want to talk about that right now.
Okay.
You can't say hillbilly. This is a derogatory term for someone based on the region where they live or were born. Instead of using hillbilly, consider using person from the Appalachian or Ozark region of the U.S. Dude,
Hillbilly applies to not just those people, though.
No, but that's the main people. But yeah, it applies to, there's hillbillies and then there's hillbillies.
What about the Beverly Hillbillies?
Yeah, that's hillbillies. But if you meet meet real hillbillies, you're in trouble.
One of the Beverly Hillbillies is a really hot lady, right?
Probably.
Okay. I have only memories of being a child watching black and white TV, but I'm pretty sure one of them is a hot lady.
How do you feel about this one? I'm not supposed to say Jude. This term is based on a stereotype that people of Jewish descent are cheap and or hoard money. Instead, I'm supposed to say haggled down.
Oh, you got Jude?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's clearly that one's fucked up a little bit. That one's fucked up a little bit.
Interesting coming from you.
Okay. Is this Cracker in there?
Cracker? I did not see Cracker.
So we can't say hillbilly, but we can still say Cracker?
You can.
Come on.
I mean, this is just an updated list. It's not the full list.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It's updated.
Long time no see. This phrase was originally used to mock indigenous people and Chinese people who spoke pidgin English. All right. I haven't seen you in so long is the term you're supposed to say. No can do. Originated from stereotype that mocked the non-native English speakers. Sure, I guess.
It's so crazy because it's like, okay, we made fun of. Granted, if it was 1930 and we're still making fun of Chinese rail workers, then yeah. But we've really passed that. Not only are they doing better than all of us now, but they speak better English than us. We're stupid now. They make fun of us. I want to be able to say it still.
No can do. You can't do it. You're not allowed to.
You're right.
Not allowed to use that. Anyways,
my bad.
That is the 2022. Oh, this is 2020. But this is this is published in what's the date? 22. They've been sitting on it for a while.
They were way ahead of the curve, dude.
Expand all categories. Oh yeah. So there's a bunch of words and phrases to remove from your vocabulary. Moving on.
Okay.
And we will be not using any of them on Cowboy Boys podcast anymore.
Yeah, dude. Because we are with the times and we're hyper progressive and we are all about purity culture.
What is purity culture?
Purity culture is the idea that like there's a progressive left-leaning movement that is obsessed with policing language and not offending people, that has even overtaken like a conservative Catholic or Islamic person's speech policing.
I thought you were talking about when I'm a teenager and I give my teenage girlfriend a ring.
Hell yeah, dude.
I promise not to
have sex
with her until after we're both married to each other.
The ring is a promise. You got to switch the ring out for an even better ring, and then you're allowed to coom.
Dude, how many rings are you supposed to buy?
A lot, dude.
You gotta buy
love them.
You got to buy your promise ring.
Oh fuck!
And then you got to buy your purity ring, and then you got to buy a engagement ring. And then you got to buy them their wedding ring. That's
and then God knows you got to update the wedding ring at some point.
Oh yeah, you have to update it after a couple years.
And then how much is a wedding ring? A fourth of your income
to renew your vows. I don't know how much is a wedding ring. Recommended wedding ring.
Look it up,
because you know what? I could get married right now for pretty cheap.
Yeah, here's the thing. Get married now while your income is low, and they'll be like, oh my God, you can even splurge. Hey, baby, I got a third of my income on this wedding ring. She's like, oh my word. You love me so much. And you're like, I really do.
You spent over $800. Let's see. How much to spend on an engagement ring? Blah 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 blah. This just says like $800,000. That's pretty reasonable.
Just 800,000?
No, 800 to 1,000. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that seems. I guess. Why do I have to spend any like?
Well, the average in 2020 was 3,700 to 7,800. Oh well, no wait. In 2020, the average amount was 3,700, which is less than the 7,800 in 2018. Yeah, there's a fucking our economy's collapsing. What are you talking about? No one's blowing money on wedding rings anymore.
Yeah, dude. When I was married, I had like a $10 like silicone ring.
3 months worth of your salary.
Because I'm terrified of a ring blowing my hand off or whatever. Dude, that's the funny thing is someone was talking about it. They're like a crazy amount
you
of
can't
men.
say crazy.
Oh yeah, that makes sense because of women.
Yeah,
it makes women uncomfortable.
It's offensive
on account
to
of
them suffering from being craziness. What is that?
You're being crazy.
What did women suffer from in the Wild West?
Hysteria.
The hysteria.
Oh,
so
vapors.
The vapors. So
when they pass out.
So when they were hysterical or had the vapors, they would just give you a vibrator or cocaine or opium, I guess, sometimes.
Yeah, the vapors were, it's just women being iron deficient in the Wild West, just passing out all the time. And then, fucking the vibrator thing isn't real.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep saying it is.
One doctor did it to some ladies, and then it became a thing, but he was just one weird guy.
One doctor was fucking this woman?
Yeah, dude, one doctor was like jacking his patients off, and they found out about it, and they were like, get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm a medical doctor.
Yeah, dude, he's like the first chiropractor. No, it works. I know it mostly just feels good.
And the women are like, I swear by it.
Yeah, dude. I was reading, what did I read the other day that like Cleopatra had like a Sybian made and they filled it with bees and then shook it up so the bees got all angry and then the bees would rattle the really thin tin and she would sit on it, would make her come.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, so she had a bee Sybian. And it's real, they have it.
No.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, dude. She had to be
Sybian.
Yeah, dude. She also had something made so she could fuck like a bunch of different guys at once. So she was like a fucking like an apparatus so they could all like put their mouths on her while she gets fucked. Yeah, I guess. And then she gave it all up. She was like really slutty and like really freewheeling sex. And then she fell in love with Mark Antony. And they were so into each other that they just died.
Just like the modern woman.
Dude, no, it is real. Everyone thinks they're a mega slut until they meet that one person.
Until they meet me.
Till they meet Mac.
And they're ready to give it up.
Let Mac save you.
Let me save you. You're tired again.
You're get tired off your B Sybian and get into Mac's life.
Are you tired of getting airtight every night? Just a bunch of weird dudes who don't love you?
Yeah, dude.
I've been thinking about this recently. It's not a complete thought. I would like to pick your brain on it.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, a body count is a popular topic right now.
Yeah, people are obsessed with it.
People are obsessed with body counts. Conservative people are like, your body count should be low. And I was thinking about it where I'm like, you know what no one talks about with the body count?
What?
If the body count is not the body quality. I'm more worried about a woman's body quality than her body count.
What do you mean, like her
and
actual
not like
body?
A woman.
Takes care of it.
That's a different topic. No, but instead of like people asking like, what's your body count? If you have been fucked by like 20 different like a college basketball team or like I don't know like millionaires or like cool weird I don't know, it really depends.
Are you letting losers hit?
Yeah,
is that what you want to be
that's really what. There's sometimes I've seen women where I'm like, oh, she's so hot, and then I'm like, oh, she fucked that guy, good for her, whatever, yeah, but that's cool. And then I'll be like, she fucked that guy. Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, what? And I think it goes both ways. It has to.
For sure. I'm sure there's lots of like they get the ick when they find out guys like done certain things.
Dude, but it recently happened to me where this girl, I was like, oh, she's fucking this dude. And I am like, nah. That's so, it's just like, and he's not like a fat or gross guy. It's like, he's just like a mentally unstable kind of person, and I'm like, oh, you're letting him hit. Interesting.
Yeah, that's gross.
Anyways, I don't know what to think about it. Why are we?
I agree with you 1,000,000%, and I have that. It's innate in my soul. I feel it. Like there are certain people who have like one ex, and I'm like, oh, never in my life would I date you, based on the fact that you just like gave this guy a huge portion of your time, money, and energy. Like,
I have that with you. If a woman fucks you, I'm like, ew.
Oh, yeah, dude. Trust me. It goes both ways, brother. Dude, I can't imagine. Nothing's more just me being like, what the fuck is up, bozo, to any woman you have over? Because they're just like some fucking goblin to me, dude. Ugh.
No, I like the women you have sex with, but I'm just like, you had sex with him? Gross.
What's wrong with you? Hey, low-key, me too, Mac. Afterwards, I'm like, what is your deal,
I'm
though?
like, oh, she's hot, but not anymore. She still is, just not to me.
Yeah, I've been seeing that body count thing a lot, like on TikTok and stuff. Here's my thing. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, like, I think that sex positivity is fine, but like, I'm not into that. I don't want to date anyone who like sleeps around. I just kind of I have certain moral ideas about the value of sex, and this is like what I am into. And people are just like, you have to not think that.
No, I refuse.
And I'm like, fuck you, dude. Let him. Like, that's like disrespect. Here's my thing. I can frame it and immediately defeat the argument.
Here's how I frame it. If you fucked a dog, I'm not fucking you. That's gross. That's ew.
I don't understand how that applies.
No,
I agree.
I'm being sex negative right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
People who are attracted to animals.
Yeah. That's real. I mean, I'm just like, it's so crazy to act like that. Like, no, you're wrong. What you're thinking is negative. It's like not negative to have conservative ideas about the value of sex or your body. It was negative to push those ideas onto other people or make people feel bad. I guess it makes someone feel bad if they're into you and then you go, oh, hey, I don't like your lifestyle, so I don't want to date you. But like, that shouldn't be a big deal. I just think everyone takes everything personally.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you were a personal attack on me. It's like, I'm fucking Muslim or Mormon. I'm not going to fucking date you when you're out like getting rawed all the time. Sorry. I feel like that's fair. Like, I don't think you know
what it is?
A Catholic woman should date, like a very pious Catholic woman should date me. That would be insane.
If you're going to be a slut, own it.
That's my thing.
That's what that's all we're saying.
Yeah.
I love when a bimbo is just like, yeah, I'm a bimbo. And you're like, fuck yeah.
Dude, authenticity rules.
Don't be a slut and then try and show up on Sunday and be like, I'm a good girl. Like, unless that's a secret thing we're doing.
Yeah.
That's another category.
Yeah. Here's my thing. It's not sluttiness that weirds me out. It's shadiness. So when someone is really slutty, but they really keep it low, they're like, no, I don't do that. And then you're like, but you do. Like, you're like, what are you up to? I don't like when people are up to something. That's what weirds me out.
Anyways, what are you up to this year?
What am I up to this year? Do you have resolutions?
Yeah, we said it last podcast.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, last Patreon.
That's right. We said it on the Patreon. I don't even remember what mine were, but I'm sure I'm doing great.
Hold on, I'm about to sneeze. Just keep talking.
Okay. My resolutions.
No, we already talked about our resolutions.
I don't remember them. Did we get people who told us their resolutions?
Yeah.
Are we going to read them on the Patreon?
We'll read those on the Patreon.
Heck yeah, dude. So you should subscribe. Patreon.com/Cowboy Boys. $5 gets you an extra episode every episode. And then you too can tell us your resolutions and we will help you achieve them and or make fun of them, which is probably Mac's thing.
I love making fun of people.
He really does. So
you don't like hurting people's feelings? Do you don't like pushing people down to make yourself feel better? There's nothing better in life.
It makes
than
me
bullying people.
It makes me viscerally uncomfortable.
Why?
I don't know. It makes me so uncomfortable that when people get uncomfortable because of something I accidentally did, it makes me uncomfortable.
I feel that because I'm like, oh, I accidentally offended you. I wish I would have intentionally done that. Because
nice.
Then it would have been better. I would have actually offended you.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't like it. I get weird about it. I will say the one time that bullying feels good is when I'm being competitive. Then I'm like, okay, like I'm playing a game and someone says something and then I just say the most vile, hateful thing as I'm winning and I know it cuts them to their core. I'm like, yeah, not only did you lose, like I dominated you, bro. Or in real life, like in actual sports, I will also be toxic.
It's always weird when when you're trying to be toxic to a comedian and they get all offended. You're like, hey man, I thought we were making jokes here. I thought we were being rude to each other.
Oh yeah, they really do.
I'm pretty good at taking it too far. So now I've dialed it back and now I'm like, I guess I can't say anything.
You're like one of those, dude, nothing's funnier than when way back when we figured, like finally the people were like, hey, white people, don't say the N-word. And then there were so many dudes who were like, oh, so I just can't say anything now.
That's me now.
Like, what?
I'm like, I guess I can't hurt people's feelings. I guess I can't say anything anymore. You took away my only weapon. I have one weapon. I have one tool. And it's making people feel bad.
Unless you can sneak into their house and then you could eat their snacks. And they wouldn't have snacks because you ate them.
Very funny that you would bring that up right now. Someone, let's talk about the snack saga.
Okay, let's talk about the snack saga.
What happened? What are you talking about?
I don't know. What are you talking about? Because I had a bunch of Ritz crackers, and then I actually left them in the living room instead of taking them to my bedroom where they're safe. And then suddenly I had a lot less peanut butter Ritz crackers. Incredible how that happens.
It is incredible.
Yeah.
How much is a lot less?
A lot less. Way less.
Because if I were to guess, I would say maybe a small handful less.
And what's your snack saga? What are you referencing?
I'm referencing that I had half of a fruit bowl in the fridge and it just disappeared.
I will say it does sound like something I would do because I love fruit.
Whoa, I didn't even say you.
I know. Listen, no. I'm being open and honest with you about the food's goings-ons in the home. And here's the thing. It wasn't me, though, because I've been frozen grape pilled, and I've got a steady stream of frozen grapes in the freezer.
So you're passing the buck to someone else.
I am.
All right.
In fact, I've caught a certain someone. We won't name them, but their name doesn't rhyme with Liego. And they've been caught eating food. And don't snitch on us, listeners.
What happened?
What? I just feel like,
what do you mean caught?
I just feel like certain people are eating our food and maybe even blaming it on you.
I am a good or is it Patsy the right?
Yeah, you are. You're an excellent food Patsy. Someone could eat any of my food and just let me assume it was you.
Because I don't care.
Yeah, you don't defend yourself.
I'm like, yeah, fuck it. My reputation is tarnished. Boo-hoo. You think I give a shit? Yeah, I just live in an anarchy system. Eat my food. I'll eat yours right back. I don't care. I'm not going to go crazy. You're
preemptively striking the food, assuming I'm going to eat yours.
Hey, that's collateral damage, baby.
I would eat yours if it was around long enough. Here's the thing. If I ate your food, it would be on you because it would be crazy for you to leave leftovers.
Yeah.
That's like, what? They're leftovers? This is amazing.
Dude, there is a strategy to...
Fuck, it got 10 o'clock so fast.
Yeah, I've been waiting for you to come home so we could record.
I know. I went surfing today and I didn't think the time would pass. I wanted to order food. Keep talking. I'm going to see if the food is open.
Oh, your vegan restaurant that closes every other day?
I know, dude. There's something about vegan food, everyone. Tell me, hey, listen, message me if you live in a city that isn't New York. Are the vegan restaurants or vegetarian restaurants where you live, is the service bad? Are the hours bad? Do they treat you bad?
Of course they are. They're bad everywhere.
They just know. They're like, yeah, we can do whatever we want.
They know they can abuse you. One, their food doesn't provide them the energy and nutrients to provide good service. That's the first thing. You ever go to like just a barbecue joint and then everyone's happy, everyone's heart is congealed over, and they're all 300 pounds and they're just like, what's good, sir? And they're just really nice and happy for your business, and you're like, yeah, can I have a small hamburger at this barbecue joint, and they're like, that'll be $30. You're like, fuck.
yeah. That has happened to me. I'll be honest.
But the service is always excellent there. Yeah, the vegan restaurants, I think that just comes with the food. They're rude. It's like French. It's ordering French food in France. Rude people. Your food stinks. The service is stinky.
Yeah.
But
all right.
you know what you get that I don't get?
What's that?
That self congratulations, that you get to hold your nose up in the air and be like, I'm a good person. I don't get that when I eat McDonald's.
I don't even feel like I'm a good enough person. I don't ever feel like a good person because, firstly, I'm vegetarian, not vegan. So I could be doing better. And even when you're vegan, you're like, oh, well, I could be doing... Honestly, here's my thing. I should be out finding laboratories with monkeys and attacking them physically and releasing the monkeys. That's the best thing you can do.
Like in 12 Monkeys, one of my favorite movies.
Exactly. And or 30 days later. What is it? 30
days, 30 nights?
No.
Is that the one where
that's the one with a lot of sex?
The guy who no sex.
Oh, no sex. That's a good movie. He makes her come with a feather. I jacked off to that when I was young. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of a zombie movie.
Oh.
30 something.
30 Nights Past September. It's the vampire movie.
Yes, that's it.
Not a zombie movie.
No, I'm thinking of a zombie movie that's called 30 Days, but you are thinking of 30 Days of Night is what you're thinking of, which is the best vampire movie besides Blade.
13 Going on 30? Is that the zombie?
13 Going on 30. We did it.
That's the zombie movie.
Oh, fuck. There it is. You're right.
This has been Cowboy Boys podcast, episode 170 something.
170 something, dude.
We're up there. Thank you so much for listening. If you would like to buy our merch, you could go to cowboyboys.store. That helps us out tremendously, and then you get to look cool. We have great designs there. More designs coming soon.
Woo!
As Shayne mentioned earlier, patreon.com/cowboyboys for more episodes. And that's all I got.
That's all I got, man. I have a show, but it's on a boat and it's sold out. So if you are going to be on that boat for that week, come hang out with me and Mike. Say hello. We will say hello back to you because we will be trapped on a boat with you. I just ordered delicious Chipotle to our home, and I hope they don't fuck my order.
They will. Quit swearing.
I got to stop swearing, you guys. And then also, look out for, in the future, I'll be in Los Angeles. I'm going to be in Arizona. I'm going to be in Austin, Texas. So if you're in these places, I will be there. So keep a lookout for that. And I love you so much. And goodbye.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.